Good morning. Welcome back to the vlog. Today, I'm doing another treat yourself day with my friend Josh. Every time I come to town, he organizes like a Cherie day and he takes me out to do all my favorite things. Sushi, coffee, matcha, movies, books. Anything that I love is what we get to do. And so we are going to watch Michael again. I've already watched it once. I'm gonna go watch it again, and then I think we're gonna go to either the bookstore or to get lunch. Yeah, we're going to a revolving sushi place. I just realized, I remember he told me that. I'm so excited. I love sushi and I love revolving sushi. And then we're gonna watch the Lauren documentary because y'all know I love a documentary. So I am so excited. I love a day out. I'm gonna get some books. Oh, I'm so excited. Even though I'm like trying to sell most of my books, that doesn't mean I'm not on the hunt for some more books, but we'll see. Usually I leave some of them here. I already have some books on my radar that I'm like really looking forward to. So I'm gonna try and take you guys along. I don't know if I'm gonna bring like this camera, but I'll definitely bring you guys along on another treat yourself day. I realized I never did a book haul. I never showed the books that I got from Barnes & Noble, that my friend got me from Barnes & Noble. It was an epic haul. There was one book I wanted yesteryear, which apparently everyone's reading right now, and I wanted to get it, but of course they were sold out. Yeah, the day we went was double stamp day, so I ended up getting $40 in rewards, so I think I'm just gonna use that $40 to buy yesteryear when I get back to New York. But anyway, the first book I got, first of all, we have one bag and then a second bag. This is their new tote. That one's really cute. But I think last time we did Treat Yourself Day, I ended up getting 17 books, I think. I remember being like, I have to get 17 books back to New York. Now, I think I got 18 this time, which is hilarious because I'm like trying to get rid of books. I'm selling a bunch of books that I have at home. But I'm also like, I'm realizing I want a new book collection. I think that's what I'm realizing. So we're basically like selling most of the books that I have back home in New York and not replacing them fully, but definitely I would like to get my bookshelf down to maybe like 1 or 2 shelves by the end of the year so that I can move those books. But anyway, the first book I got, I wanted to just basically show you guys what I got. I've already started reading it, so I took the dust jacket off, but I got This Story Might Save Your Life. I'll put the cover here so you can see, but I started reading this the day that I got it, and I'm already on page 196. It's literally flying by. It's good. Apparently everyone's reading this right now too. I like it. It's good. Not great, but I do like it. All right, I also got The Poet Empress. I have wanted this book for so long. Since it came out and since I saw people, I'd seen it, I don't even know where it's, I think TikTok maybe, but I never really knew exactly when it came out. But I also never really looked for it in the bookstore, but they had a couple copies there. Look how gorgeous it is, and then it's gold on the edges. You know I'm a sucker for books like this. And also it has beautiful end pages, and then it also has like a really beautiful book, not even the jacket, just like the book cover part. I mean, the jacket in and of itself is already beautiful, and it's like, I wish you guys could feel it, but it's like it's almost like shimmery rough paper, but I absolutely love this cover. I'm actually really excited to read this. There's a couple books, like my friend was like, which one are you gonna read first? And I'm like, well, I'm definitely gonna read This Story Might Save Your Life, which I'm already reading. And then I was like, I'm definitely gonna start this one because I just finished Our Bones in the Midnight Soil and I absolutely loved it. I'm kind of like, I'm not a fantasy gal. I'm trying, but I love vampire stuff. So I knew I was gonna love it, but I just love the way her writing is. So I'm reading Addie LaRue as soon as I get home. That's like a for sure. I also got So Old, So Young. I'm realizing I do really like literary fiction spanning decades and years about family, friends, stuff like that. I mean, I love A Little Life. That spans years with this group of friends. And this one also spans, I think, years with a group of friends. I got the Emma Brody book. Everybody's reading it. I don't know what it's about. Actually, that's not true. I know it's a romance, which I do love a romance, but I believe this is like literary romance, which makes me feel even better because it means they're going to have other things going on besides the romance. And it takes place, it sounds like, in the early 2000s, summer of 2000. After watching, I have been listening to every morning pop from 2000s pop, the playlist on Spotify, and it's literally giving me life. And this is like a decades long love story that blazes through the world of acting and comedy and crafts and charts a connection so powerful it might just break space and time itself. This sounds like it's right in my alley. I'm hearing people say that they're giving it 5 stars. I mean, the blurbs: Taylor Jenkins Reid, Gabrielle Zevin, Kevin Wilson, Stephen Rowley, Lynn Fargo. The Favorites is one of my favorite books. Like, I love that book. I didn't realize Lynn Fargo, which is so cool. I didn't realize that she blurbed this. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited to read this. Like, definitely gonna be a book I'm reading soon. And then I also got The Caretaker. I read We Used to Live Here in my horror videos. I think it was in my one of my library, reading my library books video. I read We Used to Live Here by this author, Marcus Kleiwer. I don't even know how to pronounce her last name, but We Used to Live Here was such a crazy book and it was so good. I forgot that he had a new book out, but I saw it behind the counter and I was like, we gotta get it. We've gotta get it. I finally got my hands on a copy of Dungeon Crawler Carl. I really wanted a paperback for the first copy. I did not want a hardcover. I don't love hardcovers, even though sometimes you kind of just have to deal with that. Yeah, I wanted a copy of Dungeon Crawler Carl. So if I dip my toe into sci-fi, this will be. My friend from work is reading these. She's listening to them on audiobook. I think she's on the 3rd one right now. And I also finally got Blood Over Brighthaven. Finally. Like, I have been wanting to read this. I believe this is Dark Academia. Keep in mind, I've got to get most of these back to New York. Or none of them. It depends. That's the good thing about traveling back and forth. I feel like I'm essentially bi-coastal at this point. So I can leave books here and then I'm going to be back anyway. So I can just leave books and take books and whatnot. I also brought 4 books from my home in New York. So I'm going to leave those here because I don't need them. And then I will, you know, bring someone one's back. But anyway, okay, so the next bag. I got Rebecca Yarros's The Last Letter. I still have not finished Fourth Wing in the slightest. I think I've only read half of it, but I heard this book is really sad and I love a sad book. So I got this one. James was finally out in paperback and I really am excited about that. I really wanted this in paperback. I have heard great things about this, so I need to get to reading that. I have been wanting to read this book for so long. Next Time Will Be Our Turn. It is a queer love story and I believe it's about like this girl who she has like a family reunion or something like that, and she brings this like a woman as her date, and so her family's kind of like, what's going on here? But her grandmother begins to tell her a story about someone she used to be with, a woman, and how that was like the love of her life and all that. And so I think we're gonna get a lot of flashbacks of like the story between the grandmother and like the girl that she fell in love when she was younger. Kill a Guy in 10 Dates. I've heard this mixes horror and romance, which love. I got a stage set for Villains that has this cool, I don't read YA much anymore, but I've heard great things about this book, that people are like staying up all night to like read this. And that's the kind of book I need. I want to disappear into my books. So anything that people are saying they're staying up all night, sign me up. Okay, so I got Cassandra Clare's Swordcatcher. I have not finished the Mortal Instruments series yet, but when I was reading Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil, it kind of gave me vibes of the Mortal Instruments a little bit. And so I kind of was like, oh, I want to read something else by Cassandra Clare. I mean, obviously I have the Mortal Instruments, but I have been also wanting to read her fantasy book. And it says 2 outcasts find themselves caught in a web of dangerous magic and dark secrets that could change the world forever, in the start of a riveting epic fantasy series from the author of the Shadowhunter Chronicles. I do like her writing, so I have been wanting to read this for a while. So I think it's a duology. This is old, like this book came out years ago. Callie Hart apparently has a dark romance book. It's called Blood and Roses. And I think this was actually published as a different name, because when I was looking it up on Goodreads, it definitely had a different title. So I think this was just like republished traditionally. Yeah, originally published as the novellas Deviant, Fracture, Burn, and Burn. And then of course, I finally got my hands on a copy of Game On. I've read Lights Out, and I have read, Caught Up. Game On is the third book, and I knew at the end of Caught Up that a third book was already coming out, but I was just waiting patiently for it to come out. And now it's out, and now I have it. And it's a Bean exclusive, so it has like this cool edges. It says, "Are you ready to play?" Excited, very excited. And then I also got Crux. This is a literary fiction about like two friends, and it says a story of friendship, grit, and risking everything to change your life. So I feel like it's gonna span years maybe, or it's gonna take place in, it looks like last year of high school, about these two friends. And I'm like, they live in the Mojave Desert, they climb boulders, friends, about friendship, nature. It sounded really good to me. Crux, and I really like the cover too. And the last two books I got, Wild Dark Shore. I've heard nothing but great things about this book. And then this is a new one called Nothing Tastes as Good. It's like a body horror. And one of the quotes, the blurb on it from Eric LaRocca is, "Reminded me of when I watched The Substance for the very first time. I was enthralled, disgusted, and deeply moved." I actually really like The Substance, so I think this will be a really interesting book to dive into. I'm like, can I just like read these all now? But that was my treat yourself haul. It was a really fun day. A friend got me from my house. We went to get coffee and matcha and at this like cute little place, and we ended up getting like a really good avocado toast from La La Land, and oh my god, it had burrata and truffle. It was insanely good. And then we got an almond croissant, which was also insanely good. And then we went to watch Michael, which that was my second time watching it. Let me just say this, I love the movie. I feel like there's a lot of drama surrounding the movie, but I took my mom to see it, and then me and my friend saw it, and I really enjoyed it. It was really emotional for me because he's really special to me. His music has always been really special to me. It's literally my childhood. My favorite album by him is Dangerous, and that came out in like 1990. I was like 4 years old when that album came out, and I just remember listening to that. That's a no skip album for me. No skip. And I remember listening to that cassette when it came out for every day basically, and I remember watching the music video. So like, he's a big part of my childhood because my mom liked him. It felt like watching him again on screen, and that was such a surreal experience because you just like, you're watching and you're like, that's Michael, and we don't get to see him perform anymore, obviously. So it was just insane to like see him up there, and you're just like, wow, like that is Michael. That was crazy. And Jafar Jackson, he killed it. Like, he killed that role. I love the movie, 10 out of 10 would recommend. But then we went to eat at this conveyor belt sushi place that we love, and we walked around for a bit, and then we actually went to Barnes & Noble for a little bit, and we did one trip, and then we went to watch Lorne, which is the guy that like created SNL, like a documentary about him, and it was pretty good. And yeah, and then we like went back to Barnes & Noble, and I finished my shopping spree, and then we came home. And so, oh, and then we had In-N-Out. All my favorite things, books, sushi, movies, In-N-Out, good food, good company. It was a fantastic day. That's pretty much it. I just wanted to show you guys the haul, and thank you for joining us on our day out, you know, treat yourself day. And I'll see you next time. Bye.